Here we go. Boybin. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready? Luke's ready.
Luke's
Luke's
programming is glitching. Hey,
The Matrix has failed.
show started.
What's up, fanboys and fangirls?
I was seeing if somebody else would start it if I didn't.
I was winding you back down. I was trying to figure something out.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy Show. My name's Brett, and I'm beautiful.
Good night, everybody.
And to my left
over.
Oh, this is so weird.
is Tyler Davis.
That is me. I don't know how to podcast anymore. To my left is the lovely Luke Zilke.
Good night, everybody.
I'm here for that. I'm here for the lovely Luke.
I have to.
I honestly just really wanted to see what would happen if I didn't kick things off.
You know, eventually I'll just pick up the pieces and run with it.
I know Tyler won't.
Nope.
I was hoping we would just sit here forever with me waving.
I was just gonna keep messing with you until you finally did it.
I'm just glad that we're all back together.
Me too. We should do this 2 nights a week.
Ooh. Luke, I got to see you 2 nights this week.
Tyler does not approve. Actually, I don't approve either.
I have enough going on.
I feel like if I did do this 2 nights a week, I would realize I'm actually more busy than I am, even though I'm not.
Oh, for sure. For sure. But yeah, so speaking of being busy, what have you guys been up to this week?
Ooh, he's in podcast mode tonight.
I'm not. I'm in anti-podcast.
I'll go quickly through what I did this week.
Yeah, do it.
Because I actually did things this week. I started The Umbrella Academy with season 2 starting Friday. I figured I would start watching it.
Great
The
show.
first episode was really good. I kind of was texting Luke about it because, like I said, I wasn't sure if you had watched it or not, Brett.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so impressed with how efficient the episode was, like the first episode. They just really convey everything you need to know going into the season effectively. And it doesn't feel like they're throwing too much at you. It's kind of nice. I finished Moriarty, which is the second book in the Sherlock Holmes series. And it was written by Anthony Horowitz. The book kind of blew my mind. I'm just going to spoil it because I know neither of you will read it. So if you're planning on reading Moriarty, spoilers ahead. That's the very beginning of the book.
Ooh.
So Sherlock and Moriarty die at the the first chapter. Sherlock fakes his death. You find out that Moriarty also fakes his death, which, of course, he's the name of the book. But
Classic.
So you're following Detective Chase and Inspector Jones. Detective Chase is from America. Inspector Jones is from Scotland Yard. And they're trying to find Clarence Devereaux, who is an American criminal who's come to London to take over for Moriarty since he's now dead. And I'll skip all that stuff. In the end, Detective Chase shoots Inspector Jones, and then in the next chapter breaks the fourth wall to tell you that he's actually Moriarty.
Ah.
So the whole book, you've been reading it through Moriarty's eyes.
Whoa.
It was really, really cool. And if not for a great ending, it's a pretty average book. But the ending was just like, oh, no way.
I might have something super similar to what you just said regarding that, actually, and something else that I did. But keep going. I'm sorry. I interrupted
Now I'm
you.
really curious. If I'm being honest, I thought Inspector Jones was actually him the whole time, but I was wrong.
They got you.
They got me. But in finishing that, I started another Horowitz book called Forever and a Day, which is a prequel to Ian Fleming's Casino Royale, which is the first James Bond book. And it's about how James Bond became 007. And so far, it's really good. I'm
Nice.
about halfway through in 2 sittings. And then other than that, I started the Titanfall 2 campaign and the Halo 5 campaign.
Oh my gosh.
Because
You've been busy.
video games.
Have you watched Quantum yet?
Nope.
Got to keep that Bond marathon going.
I think once I finish this book, I will.
You should watch Quantum, and then we can all watch Skyfall together.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys don't want to watch Quantum with me?
I actually just watched it.
I did, too.
Like right before we did.
Luke, you watch the things over and over again.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll
do.
rewatch it. It's like 90 minutes. It's super
Yeah.
short.
Yeah.
I'll just watch it.
I
It's okay.
watched it pretty quick after we watched Casino Royale because it picks up right after. So I just was kind of forced into.
I will
habit
probably
of
finish
binging.
Forever and a Day and then watch it.
Cool.
Just because, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I did a couple things. I rewatched for the first time in probably 2 years. I mean, it's only 2 years old. Logan Lucky. I don't know if you guys.
I've still not seen that.
saw
Fantastic
that
movie.
I have not seen that one.
So good.
Fantastic movie.
So that is the modern heist movie. Like,
It might be a better
It's a-
Ocean's 11.
it's a better Ocean. It is. Oh, it's absolutely a better Ocean's 11.
Yeah. Better, more interesting characters, funnier plot.
I think it's a perfection of the genre.
Daniel
right?
Craig.
Like, it's
Just Daniel Craig in
Daniel
that movie.
Craig. Yeah. So,
He seems to be.
yeah, I saw this movie when it
Growing.
came out back in 2017, and it was nice to kind of revisit it and just have fun. It's a good, fun movie. But yeah,
What's that one on on the rating scale? I'm curious. That was a booyah for me.
I would probably give it a booyah.
I think
I hadn't even really thought about it.
I need to watch it.
it's really good, and it's really clever. It's got some good performances in it. Channing Tatum and
Adam
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver I think they're really good together.
Mm-hmm.
And then you throw in Daniel Craig in the mix, and it's just a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now I want to
It just has
rewatch
great.
that
It
too.
has
Now I need to watch
fantastic
it.
dialogue, and the actors and actresses, they work off of each other so well.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend.
That was one of the movies of 2017
17.
that had Take Me Home, Country Roads in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that was
that
that was the
was-
year of that song. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that, Alien Covenant, and Kingsman 2 all had that, and it's like,
Yep.
what is going on with this?
I need to watch that.
That might be the best use of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember you saying that it was the
Not that
best
the other,
use of that
It
not,
song.
not that the other two are bad, but
Yeah.
it's emotional in a way that the other two aren't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what makes it good. Because yeah, it does. It's fun. It's a heist movie, but it still has a lot of heart, and and I appreciate
Yeah.
that about it.
Mm-hmm. Great
So,
movie. Great movie.
And then really the only other thing I did, I've been playing lots of No Man's Sky, because that's just been fun to fly around in spaceships. But then Luke and I watched Greyhound last night.
Yeah, you guys.
So
did.
do we want to talk about Greyhound, Luke?
Sure, let's do it.
So this is an Apple TV Plus movie, by as Luke noted, 10 different studios.
They just kept going.
the studio,
Like in the credits? Or
the studio list.
Just studio
I-
logo,
studio logo, studio.
logo. It was like, how many people worked on
So
this?
didn't Apple buy this well after it was done?
They probably did. I don't remember the whole
Because
story.
I think it was supposed to have a theatrical release, and then COVID happened, and then I felt like a month later it was announced that it was going to be on Apple TV.
I think they already had it because
but they were still going to put it in theaters.
yeah,
Yeah.
But then COVID, and then they're just like, we'll just put it on demand.
Yeah. But it tells the story of Tom Hanks, Captain someone. I don't know. I can't remember his name.
Does
it
person's
matter?
name
No,
I
it
remember
doesn't.
is Cleveland.
Cleveland. That's true. And that might sound like a slight on the movie, but it's really not. But it is really tightly focused around just kind of this captain and his crew. But the crew is so ancillary as just an extension of who Tom Hanks's character is as part of this warship in commanding and hunting these U-boats that you don't really need to know who they are. You just need to know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And I really liked it. I thought it was a pleasant surprise for a nice mid-year movie in the year that we're not getting a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how much our ratings of movies are impacted by that.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at mine the other day, and a lot of mine are way more positive than they have been in years past. And I'm like, maybe it's just because if it's new, I'm just happy. I don't know.
I actually get to watch something.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. So Luke, go ahead and talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, so I remember when the trailer first came out, and I was like, this looks interesting. I'll check it out. It might be good.
Captain Phillips got his boat back.
Yeah. And he angry.
He's out for blood.
I didn't know how much I'd enjoy it though, but I was really surprised by how much I liked it. And I was also, I think the most surprising thing out of everything was how pleasant I found the movie visually.
Yeah.
Because you watch the trailer and it's just gray.
You're on a
Gray
ship.
boat, gray ocean, gray clouds, rain, it's cold, just grayness. The boat is called the Greyhound. Like, you can't get any more gray than that. But then, like, there's these moments throughout where you see this explosion. And I remember you said it in the movie, and it's like, color is a bad thing in this movie.
It's exciting.
If you see an explosion, that means a friendly boat probably just exploded.
It triggers that, like, ooh, excitement. But then you're like, oh no, that was bad.
A flare goes up,
You're like,
bad sign.
Yeah.
Somebody spotted a submarine, and it's like, how are we supposed to see this thing in the middle of the night when all you can see is a little stem pointing out of the water? Mm-hmm. And I was so surprised with how much, with a lack of color, when a sudden explosion of color would happen, how I really liked that. Mm-hmm. And then also just, I'd say, camera work and how they use the boat. The boat feels really small, even though it looks really big, because there's a lot of people in these tiny rooms trying to manage this, honestly, kind of confusing situation. It's not confusing plot-wise, just there's a submarine there and maybe there, but it's actually back there. And
yeah.
just like another thing you pointed out, actually, and it was a really cool shot of Tom Hanks walking from the bridge out onto the edge of the boat, and they watch a boat go by, and it looks really good. Like, it's definitely CG.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it looks really good. And then he walks back through the bridge to the other side, and then another boat goes by.
And that's one shot.
One shot, and it looked so good. It was so smooth. I liked it. It was a really surprising movie.
Yeah. If you have Apple TV Plus,
Yeah, definitely check it out.
I'd recommend checking it out.
My dumb self was playing softball. I'd have been over here watching it with you guys. Sorry, fellas.
No, it's all good.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Tom Hanks carries this movie really easily. That's not too hard for him. You know,
as he usually does.
throw him in as well. Yeah, and it's kind of a unique situation. I don't. In terms of his range of acting and what he's done more recently, I don't feel like has he done any like war movies recently?
No.
I don't think so. I can't remember any off the top of my head. It was crazy to see him. Like, this is a movie that takes place over the course of like 50 hours, 56 hours or something like that. And like, from moment one, you're like, oh, this is just going to be like a marathon of it's an endurance thing for the ships, for the individuals, and you see that conveyed really well through Tom Hanks's character over time.
Much like Captain Phillips.
Yeah. There's a really cool shot where he's been up for like 48 hours, and he's like, he needs his slippers, but
When
He
he
can't rest,
looked so
but-
tired, and he made me feel tired.
yeah. And Luke's already naturally just tired.
Luke's always tired.
So
And like I thought that was too, like, just they made you feel tired when they'd been up for 3 days straight. They made you feel really cold when there's ice all over the boat. He's like, please, somebody go to my cabin and get my coat. It's a much better performance than what I just did, clearly.
I don't know. That was pretty good.
That my Tom Hanks impersonation. Please go get to my coat.
yeah, I think there's the only thing that's probably a negative for me would be the movie starts off a little. It does one of those like 3 months earlier flashback things, and it kind of slows down the opening, and I don't think the payoff for what that
The flashback wasn't needed
It didn't really need
for
it.
impact, yeah.
But other than that, I thought the editing was really well, and after that, the pacing I thought was good.
Yeah, when I was thinking about it today, I was like, I don't think I was I was never bored during that movie, and I don't even remember the runtime, but I feel like it was close to 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it was.
And it moves really, really well. And when submarines are spotted and you go into these action scenes, I'll call them that because they're really just calling out positions. Oh. And it's intense.
The communication in this movie is really well done. I, as someone who has zero actual military knowledge, it feels authentic. In a action movie that's trying to be flashier, you would not get this kind of dialogue. But the dialogue drives everything because you can feel the tension in the crew and how they're talking and how they're acting and looking, the bleeps on the radar, the bleeps and the bloops and the blops, the calling out. It's all really, really well done.
Yeah.
So.
And like how he'll just like for almost, I don't know, maybe like a 6-minute scene of bearing 0.91, bearing 0.82, and it's just like that over and over again. You're just going, where's this stupid submarine at? They need to find this or they're all going to die.
Yep.
And they're like, the intensity was handled really well for a faceless enemy.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah,
you see them twice. You
see
see their their submarine twice.
I say you see people once.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Like Tom Hanks's character, he has reservations about the war. You can tell that very early on they I don't think this is a spoiler. They sink a U-boat and everyone on their ship is cheering and we got him. And he's 50, like 50 less krauts. And something, and then Tom Hanks goes, that's 50 lost souls. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, Tom Hanks' character he's a man of faith. I'd be interested in the backstory about like did he enlist or if he was drafted? What's kind of going on with that?
I bet it's in the book called The Good Shepherd, which is what this is based on.
And Tom Hanks wrote the screenplay for this, which honestly gets me really excited because I feel like I'm at a point in my movie watching career where when I see Tom Hanks in a movie, I really can't help but see Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be nice to start to see him shift more behind the camera. I'd be really interested in a Tom Hanks, your cat is contorting everywhere. In a Tom Hanks directed movie to see what that's like.
Simon.
Oh, he's in this too.
Come here.
That's Cleveland.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good actor.
What was Tom Hanks' name?
Captain Krause.
Captain Krause. Totally remembered that.
What would you guys rate it? If you guys are ready to rate it.
I would give it a fanboy worthy.
Nice.
It's a different type of war movie. I don't know if I've ever seen a war movie on a boat. I can't remember one. And the whole thing is just really on the bridge of the boat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I would also probably give it a fanboy worthy. I don't think it quite elevates itself up to maybe a booyah.
I think some people will be like, why are they just repeating everything and over again? This is irritating.
But that lends to the authenticity of what they're dealing with, too, I think.
Yeah. But overall, I think it's a really well-made film and really well acted, and it's compelling. So, yeah.
If you have Apple TV Plus, definitely check it out. Yeah. And I think you can just rent it if you don't have Apple TV Plus.
Probably. I'm not sure how that works.
They pretty much just have everything on there available to rent. I would hope you could. I don't think they'd turn away that money.
I wouldn't think so either, especially when you're renting it for essentially what Apple TV Plus costs.
So yeah, if you're interested in the trailer but you're not wanting Apple TV Plus, maybe give it a rent and give it a good old try. Good grief, Simon.
It's bath time, man.
I'm jealous.
Luke, what else did you do this week?
Yeah, you got to finish up what you did this week.
Done with that.
Yeah.
Besides Greyhound, I watched Homecoming Season 2.
Ooh.
I saw you on Amazon.
Yeah, this is what I was doing.
Nice.
So this is kind of what I mentioned earlier, where it was pretty good. It was okay. Loved the ending.
Oh, that's what you're referring to.
The last 15 minutes or so, I was like, oh heck yes, I love where they're taking this. I was a big fan of that. Overall, though, I thought the new characters and the story that they weave them through was far less intriguing than season 1. Season 1, when you're following Julia Roberts and all these soldiers at the homecoming facility, you're just like, what the heck is going on in this place? And then the reveals start to come out, and you're just like, whoa, that's crazy. And this one, it's like, oh yeah, I see where this is going. And there wasn't as much surprise to it, I guess. All the performances are good. They do a good job of selling it. Just less compelling.
Okay.
Of arcs.
Yeah.
New character that I really liked was Chris Cooper, I think is who it was, and he plays Leonard Geist. I really, really liked his character. I thought he was a fun addition, and I liked how the way you'd expect his character to go when you learn who he is not what they do, and I was like, thank you. I like that.
Yes.
I would give that season Matthew McConaughey. I think the first season is incredible, so I'd say definitely watch the first season.
Doesn't quite live up to that, though.
Yeah. Second season is watch it when you have time. Yeah, I don't think you need to make it a priority. I think you'll still enjoy it if you liked the first season. But yeah, less of a compelling story. And then the other thing I did, because I've been having a very, very, very slow marathon of Villeneuve movies, was I rewatched the movie Prisoners. That movie is absolutely bananas for a small little crime thriller film. I highly recommend people check that out.
Is it on Vudu?
Yeah. It's Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. Just absolutely incredible performances from both of them. And I love how they mirror each other and how they're portrayed. It's, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. Really, check out Prisoners. Villeneuve is incredible, and I can't wait for Dune. I can't wait for it to come out in 3 years when COVID finally goes away.
Right. Well, let's move over and do some news. But before that, real quick shout out in the chat. Welcome Battle Rifle, Siebel, and Nick. Thanks for
What up, kid?
Thanks for
What up,
messaging
guys?
us, saying hi. So,
Hello.
What did they say?
what did they say? They said hi. We're gonna do just a read along here, and then Battle Rifle said he heard that Greyhound was bad, and Luke and I disagree with that.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Out of the 12 movies I've seen, it is in my top 5.
Do you want me to keep reading? And then I asked the chat. See, this is the chat
Chats
is
are bad.
The chat's for the chat and the podcast. We got to keep going. We got to keep rolling, or we're gonna lose
All right.
viewership.
News time. I'll kick it off. Blade Runner anime series. Female replicant. All world's public data is lost. Will include movie characters. This is going to be on Cartoon Network.
Really? I did not hear about this.
Yeah. The first screenshots for it came out today.
What?
Did you see these?
Does it look good? No, I haven't.
They look
I'll pull
pretty
them
cool.
up.
They look pretty cool. Gonna be honest. It's set in 2037 after an event happens where they lose all public data.
Oh, is it like the blackout? Is it
Yes,
post
it's
blackout?
following the
Okay.
blackout. Yeah.
Okay. That's
And
cool. This cat is going ab. How do you? I can't do that.
Yeah.
I wish I could.
But no, I thought the screenshots looked really good, and I'm gonna check this out when it inevitably lands on Netflix.
Heck yeah. Do you know if Villeneuve is helping produce or anything, or is it
I
just...
don't. It was just I just saw the screenshots and I was like, oh, cool.
Okay.
No,
Cool.
that's not it.
I didn't even know this was a thing. That's awesome.
Here, you guys start. Yeah, Adult Swim. Sorry, Adult Swim.
Okay,
So
yeah.
Cartoon
Cartoon
Network.
Network, yeah.
Ah.
So I really want to talk about this trailer, guys. You remember the Rogue trailer I sent you guys?
Oh my god. I forgot about it, but I remember it now.
Yep.
This is going to be the greatest movie of probably 2020, and in the worst way possible.
So this is...
If you haven't heard of the movie Rogue,
It's called Blade Runner Black Lotus. That's
Black
one
Lotus.
of the screenshots. That's the other.
very cool. So this movie's called Rogue, and it stars Megan Fox as a hardened military veteran or something, mercenary. And so the plot is Extraction. It's Extraction, the Netflix movie Extraction, but it turns into Crawl, the alligator movie, except it's with a lion. And the acting looks so bad.
Is it a lion or a tiger?
It's a
lion.
lioness.
Female line.
Yep. And
Woo!
this movie is going to be so bad, but it looked so good. Like, I am so excited for
It
this.
looked as good as the lioness looked in the trailer.
Yeah, the CG was quite bad.
It like sets up a whole other movie in the first like minute of the trailer. And then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, there's this.
Did not see the lion twist coming at all.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Oh, they should have not revealed that.
It probably would have been...
What an epic twist.
Yeah.
It just killed me when she's like, get down. Ooh, like huge explosion. I'm like,
And the
that's
helicopter
the response?
the helicopter bleeds.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, the helicopter blows up and there's blood going.
Go to YouTube and watch the trailer for Rogue.
This is a real movie. We're not kidding.
Please let us know what you think about it, because it is very amusing to us, to say the least.
I just if they wouldn't have revealed the lion twist, all of a sudden on Twitter everybody needs to go watch the movie Rogue right now.
Oh, yeah, it would have been immediate.
Yeah.
It would have been immediate. People would have been like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. But yeah, no, this trailer was great. I totally forgot that was this week. I'm going to watch it after this.
I think it came out on Tuesday.
Probably. Because everything comes out on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, did you guys see the trailer for Lovecraft Country?
I saw it came out, but I didn't watch
haven't
it.
Am
watched
I the
it yet
only
either.
Am I the only one who's like super hyped for that?
Don't you hate J.J. Abrams? Didn't this
He's an executive producer or something. He's not
okay.
directing it.
So he can watch it.
Oh, good.
I mean, it's
Don't
JJ,
worry, guys. He's just
what is
producing.
it? It's JJ and Jordan Peele. So like,
I am very
balance.
interested.
Yeah.
I just didn't watch it.
I just didn't watch it either.
I
I saw
watch
the
a
truck drive down the road, and then I was like, okay.
I watch a
I'm
bunch of
gonna
HBO, so like I just saw it in front of everything I watched.
Yeah.
This week. Yeah, no, that is still piquing my interest, and I'm pretty excited for it. Mm-hmm. Always ready for a new good HBO show.
More movie trailers.
Oh boy.
Bill and Ted Face the Music had another trailer.
This movie cannot come out soon enough.
And it also, I think it comes out September 6th in theaters, apparently. And also same day, video on demand.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
So,
nice,
yeah.
yeah.
So that will be nice that we
So
can
guess
watch
what
it at
we're
home.
doing on September 6th?
Well, I'll be gone.
What?
I'll be on vacation. So,
Unacceptable.
sorry.
Hopefully you make it.
Good point. Who knows what will happen? I might be gone. I would say maybe don't watch a trailer. It might reveal a little much. But this movie looks fantastic.
This is one of those 10-year later sequels that I'm here for.
This
Yeah.
is one of those movies you just can't believe is actually happening. But here we are.
Yep.
Here we are.
Yep.
Also, I'll just kind of go again
Another
real
trailer?
quick. Kind of. It was part of Comic-Con this weekend.
Justice Con?
No, Comic-Con at home. The New Mutants panel showed the first 2 minutes of the movie, and then also kind of a little trailer thing too. I'm on board, yo.
I didn't watch it.
I did.
I won't say it's great, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Yes. I would more than.
I don't like when they show clips of the movie, like especially watch the first 6 minutes. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
You did it for Tenet?
I didn't have a choice. This is at a movie theater. I'm not gonna do a Luke for Last Jedi and go.
Yeah, I'm never doing that again.
I can't do that.
I still think that this movie has been kept on the shelf unfinished for so long for a good reason. But I am like,
I think it was for a good reason too. It's called the Disney Fox merger, and they weren't able to release it.
When it comes out.
I still
And we're gonna give it dumpster fire.
Probably.
Worst movie ever.
Look, it's gonna take a swing at the mutant universe that we haven't really seen on the big screen before. Whether we actually see it on a big screen or at home.
Yeah.
How big is your TV?
It's pretty big.
I'd say it's a big screen.
Okay.
It works.
It's a pretty big screen.
That's a pretty big screen.
But yeah, I'm excited to see a different side of X-Men, really. And also see the Demon Bear storyline in a movie. I think that's going to be very interesting. Will it be good? That's up in the air. Who knows?
Well,
especially with just all the delays in production, and who knows. But
so while we're on Comic-Con at home / superhero movies / Justice Con, Zack Snyder got back in the news this weekend as if he ever left.
of course,
And revealed the clip of Superman meeting Alfred in his black suit that I later learned isn't a real suit.
Yep,
They just shot it in the red and blue
it's
and
just
color
color
corrected.
corrected. Yeah.
That's pretty cool that they color correct it. I think it looks pretty good.
Look,
but
when you can do the whole like, we shot the Avengers Endgame in
Yeah.
their like actual suits, and their entire time travel suits are completely CGI.
yeah,
You can do anything.
you can do anything. No, absolutely.
It did. I thought it looked.
I thought it looked pretty
I
good.
thought it looked good.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of cool.
It didn't stand out to me as. Oh, that's not right.
Yeah. It's
No,
not
whether-
like Uncanny Valley looking.
Right.
It looks like it was actually a suit.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
I know
Yeah.
Luke has a.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be nitpicky already of it. But if Warner Bros. Listen, okay.
Rant
Warner
time.
Brothers. No, I'm not gonna
Let's
rant.
go.
I'm not gonna rant. Warner Brothers said no to the black and silver suit, and Snyder was like, "Well, I'm gonna make it a suit that's blue and red and yellow and everything. That will be easier to color correct in case I can."
Right.
I think I agree with the studio. With a colored suit actually looks better because Snyder's movies are just
So
colorless.
They're so
so
desaturated
dark, yeah.
already.
And
to,
so,
to
yeah.
remove all color out of it and just make it monotone is
And I think this clip kind of helped me
Zack
realize
Snyder thing ever.
yeah.
the Superman suit should pop.
Well,
And I think kind of even with what I'm just assuming is going to be his resurrection kind of story arc where they're leading this, and who knows where it will lead or everything with that. The black suit just doesn't really make sense to me, I guess. And plus, I don't think the cape looks good with its weird, nasty gray, and that's just me. I know all the Snyder people are super excited for it because Snyder did it.
Make sure you lock your door tonight when you go to sleep.
Bring it on.
They might come for you.
I'm like, bring it on. I didn't think it looked good. I missed the color.
Yeah.
That being said, it was not a super clear clip.
Yeah, it
So-
looked like it was shot off of somebody's TV.
Yeah.
Like they videoed it on a TV and then put it up on the screen.
So who knows? I could change my mind. I changed my mind about the Spider-Man suit.
Me too.
Yeah.
Dramatically changed my mind about the Spider-Man suit. I could hate it when the movie comes out. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to reveal more on that movie at DC Fandom.
It's
August.
definitely going to be a series.
Oh yeah.
You think a series?
It's definitely going to be
I
a
think
series.
so too.
It's
I don't want it
almost
to be
4 hours
Too
long.
long.
I don't want it to be, but I think it will be.
Do you think they'll release it all at once?
No.
They're going to milk it.
They'll stretch it out for 4 weeks or whatever.
Probably more than a month, so you can have to get 2 subscriptions in.
Ooh.
I bet they do something where it's like, we're going to give you the first 2 episodes, and then the last 4 are...
HBO Max's thing is they give you 3 at launch, and then... But they may change it for this, but yeah.
But yeah.
3 and then 3
And
weeks. every
trailer
month.
comes at Fandom.
Yep.
Indeed. All right. So something near and dear to my heart on Netflix is the animated show The Dragon Prince. And that thing got renewed for 4 more seasons?
Yes.
I think they're at
4
3,
more
yeah.
seasons. So that I am very excited for that.
Through season 7.
Through season 7,
So
right.
It could go longer.
It could. But they're kind of calling this the rest of the saga got greenlit, basically. And
That's awesome.
so
Fantastic show.
that show is so good. It's one of the more interesting universes out there since probably The Last Airbender. And it feels like a world, not just a... It's not just, here's a plot. No, here's a world and here's a story that...
Exists.
And
exists in
it's the creators of
Yeah, so it makes sense that
Avatar:
it does,
Last Airbender.
It does feel that way.
Oh, cool. I
So-
didn't know that. That's awesome.
Also, Legend of Korra is coming to Netflix.
It is.
So I can finally watch it.
You haven't seen that?
I've seen the first 2 seasons.
Oh, okay.
Did you like it?
I thought it was fine.
I like it for different like, it's not The Last Airbender, but it's different.
I really just don't like the city. Because, like, and I feel like they don't really address it, at least in what I watch, where they don't need bending anymore.
So
Like, they drive cars, and it's like, well, this is just uninteresting.
here's my quick 30-second thing about Avatar versus Korra. Avatar is more about characters, and so you have the abilities lead into who the characters are, I think, whereas Korra is about themes, and so it's less about the individual and more about the collective.
Gotcha.
You did that in 20 seconds.
You're
Good
welcome.
job.
I did it.
Good job.
I definitely finished up because I saw you counting.
Yeah. I only got to 20. You had 10 more seconds.
It's like the
Good elevator
teacher,
pitch,
the
dude.
teacher in the back of the room giving the presentation. They're just like, it's like, oh, I'm 2 minutes over time. I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, right?
I thought I was going to be like 4 minutes short.
I talked slow enough? Wow.
I think. Oh yeah, you meant it's my turn again. Apex Legends had some news. Season 6 rumored. This is a rumor to be more about Bangalore, and the news they dropped was a Pathfinder's Quest. It's called Pathfinder's Quest, and it's a lore book about the Apex games and Pathfinder, being published by Dark Horse Books.
Ooh.
Or Dark Horse Comics, however you want to say that. Pre-orders are up on Amazon. I think it's clocking in. It's a hardcover book. It's pretty big. Right at around $40, I think.
Oh, wow.
Which is,
That's like a...
it's 190 pages, so it's not like a small book.
I would say that's
it's
a pretty big
good-sized
book.
So a hardcover, 190 pages, $40. That's pretty standard for something like that, I think.
Yeah.
So if you're into Apex and you really wanted more from, Tales from the Outlands and things like that, this is probably right up your alley.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably pick it up
Yeah.
when it's on sale.
Yeah, when it's on sale, right? Luke?
I'm good, except for the Xbox stuff.
Okay. I just can't remember time. Time is abstract in my mind right now. Did we talk about Destiny 2 getting delayed last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind. I will move past to Destiny 2. We haven't really talked about it yet this week, so,
We'll talk about it in a little bit.
we'll get there. So Tenet we learned last week, got, like,
There was lots more movies delayed.
delayed. And there are a bunch of movies that just got basically bumped even from the end of this year into next year. But Tenet is still coming out, apparently, August 26th internationally, and September 3rd for select U.S. cities. So
If only the U.S. could get its act together.
it'll be very interesting to see if... I think internationally, I think that one's going to stick. I think it will come out internationally. I'm just not sure if the September 3 is going to hit for U.S. And then once that happens, how does distribution still happen? Is this thing going digital by the time Christmas rolls around?
I saw
even if
a
it hasn't
tweet,
been in theaters
and it
in the
was,
U.S.
What are theaters going to do once Tenet has been in theaters, but nothing else is coming out because everything's been moved to 2021 at this point?
Yeah.
Are they just going to cclose again?
Yeah.
It's like you get Tenet for 2 months and then we're closing. I may. So this kind of sucks for us. Like, I'll probably, for the first time ever, mute words on Twitter
Right?
because it's gonna be.
You've never done that?
No.
How do you survive on Twitter? Oh my!
I follow enough stuff that I'm more saturated by Washington football team news than anything. So, yes, I said Washington football team because that is what they're called now. Yeah, this sucks.
I have a lot of stuff muted on Twitter. Before Rise of Skywalker came out, I think I had 30 different things that were just Rise of Skywalker
Just
related.
just a
Combinations of words.
Yeah, because people will
Misspell
stuff on purpose
Yeah.
so that you see it. Douchebags.
People are the worst.
I'll punch their face. When those
You
Snyder people
threatened
come over to
punch
beat me
lots
up,
of people's faces tonight, even before the show.
I watched an Ip Man clip earlier. There's
that
lots
makes
of
sense.
face punching.
That makes sense.
I'll hit something real
Yeah,
quick.
go for it.
PlayStation Plus announced their free games for August. I'm only going to mention one because it's the only one I view as newsworthy. The Modern Warfare 2 campaign remaster is free on PlayStation for August.
Ooh.
Like 2 months after it came out. And I guess it was part of the Sony Activision deal. So I'm glad I didn't buy it because I'm going to get it for free.
Nice. So our favorite TV show of 2019, The Witcher.
I was wondering if you were just gonna accidentally drill the camera.
No.
Just knock over the camera. Oh, that'd be stressful.
That would have been awesome.
So The Witcher, we know season 2 is well underway, but it was just announced, I think, like today.
It was today, yeah.
That it's getting a prequel series called Blood Origin.
That takes place in between scenes 4 and 5 in episode 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Precisely.
Okay.
Precisely.
Okay. Got it.
And it's going to be way more complicated than it needs to be because
I think they should just base it off Memento and do the whole series backwards.
you mean base it off a Bloodshot.
Maybe
A
both.
combo.
Yeah, there you go.
Combo.
I like it.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel can play the first Witcher or the last Witch Hunter.
Ooh.
Can we bring in Nick Cage's witch sword fighting person too? No, what? Scratch that. I want Nick Cage from Con Air
I want Nick Cage's
as that witch
Superman
hunter.
to come in
His son?
and hunt him.
Kal-El Cage.
Kal-El Cage. No, it's supposed to take place, I guess, 1,200 years earlier than the Witcher TV series, and it'll be about the creation of the first Witcher.
Cool.
Awesome.
Do I have to read 17 books to understand what will be going on?
And 4 essays, yes. Oh my gosh. Better start reading, my friend.
No. I'd rather just complain about it. It's easier.
Yeah, right?
I have one more thing.
Yes, go for it.
Do you have anything else before the
Nope.
Xbox news?
I'm done.
All right. So, Treyarch is making Call of Duty this year, guys. Treyarch, the Black Ops franchise,
What is...
is happening again. This one will be called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. You want to know how I know that? Ask me how I know that.
Hey, Tyler, how you know that?
how do you know
Doritos.
that?
Doritos is how we know that. Because an employee decided to take a picture of the promotional bag of Doritos that is going to sell in 5 months and sitting on their shelf. And you can win double XP for a year.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're a Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War person, go buy Doritos in like 3 months.
Yeah, when they come out.
Yeah, I don't know. This is, I think, the first time that I just don't really care. Is that bad?
No.
Yeah,
Welcome to the club.
I just think this past year's Call of Duty is the best it's been in a long time, and I don't think you need to do a yearly installment right now. And they just did
past 7 years.
They did just launch Warzone that's free to play, and they're gonna put another battle royale in the $60 game. It just seems dumb to me. Way to go, Activision.
Well,
They know that those Call of Duty fanatics will pay for it.
it'll be interesting.
It's the top selling November
When
game.
when we transition here shortly to talk about Halo, I think we have some interesting business things we can talk about, strategies on content delivery and things we can kind of draw some parallels to.
He read more than I did.
Real quick before
Halo.
we transition
Definitely read more than I did on everything. Just in
over to the
general.
Xbox showcase, I do want to mention, for those of you who have not checked out Disintegration because,
Ooh, yeah.
you know, advocate number one over here for that game. It's having a free-to-play weekend, July 30th through August 2nd.
Make sure you check it out because it is a fun game.
So and then it is also discounted 40%. So if you play it and you're like, oh, this is awesome, I don't know, you know, maybe I wouldn't want to pay full retail price for it or whatever, but I'd like to keep playing this. You can get it on sale.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's worth checking out.
There's my Disintegration plug. Look, I need more people to play with, so I'm gonna keep plugging every week till we get Cruise.
No, we're not. Because we'd be in the same boat as him if we did buy it.
Main event time, boys.
Good point.
Let's keep this show rolling. Main
All right.
event. Xbox had their big showcase this past week, where we got looks at like 20 different games.
I wrote some down.
I wrote a few down too. I have a bunch memorized. But before we get into the games, I think one of the craziest things coming out of this was that every game that they showed was going to be available on Xbox Game Pass.
That is just...
If you haven't figured this out now, Game Pass is their new business model.
Yup.
And
And it's incredible.
it is
It seriously just blows my mind.
How much is Game Pass?
$10.
$10
A month?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you have Ultimate, it bundles in
Gold.
gold with it, and you have access to xCloud when that comes out in the fall.
So you get gold for $5 a month instead of 10
Yeah.
if you do Ultimate. And if you have a PC, you can play your games on there too.
I don't know that.
I don't either, but it's an option.
Boo, BC sucks. Oh, just kidding. Don't beat me up. I already got the Snyder people coming after me.
Hey, you're in trouble, man. You're playing with fire right now.
Should we lead off with what the show led off with, or do we want to talk about other things? Hit the small things first and then leave Infinite for the big one?
Yeah, that's fine. We
Okay.
can do that.
What are some of those things that stood out to you guys as like, oh, wow?
So I wrote down everything that stood out or that I had comments about.
Yeah, go for it.
So I'll start from the bottom. The first thing I saw, Tetris Effect Connected. I thought this looked really cool.
This was a fun trailer.
It was. It was awesome.
I don't know if I'll ever...
Here's the thing.
I'm
and
not
this-
as big into the
And this is
competitive
why
Tetris or...
Tetris Effect is interesting to me, is because Kirk Hamilton from Split Screen is a huge supporter of it, and it has like perfect scores everywhere you look.
yeah.
Like
It does.
It's insane, and so like naturally, I was like,
Tetris is
I'd
the
try
perfect
it.
video game.
"There's a movie coming." Oh, we didn't talk about that in news. There's a movie coming out about Tetris.
I hope it's like
It's like a business movie, like
about how they created it. Okay, good.
and how the Taron Egerton's starring in it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I bet it's gonna be good, because he's good. But no, Tetris Effect Connected. I thought it looked really cool, and yes, it was a really well done trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
Do you want me to just keep going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless, Luke, you have
No,
something.
just keep going and
All
I'll
right.
comment if I
Okay.
have comments.
The reveal of Forza Motorsport with no number.
Yeah.
Um,
It's interesting.
maybe it's a fresh start. I don't know.
Could just be a
I'd rather get a
reboot.
Horizon, but
I know. Horizon's the...
Forbidden West?
Hey.
Punch me. Ouch!
no. So Forza Motorsport was revealed. The graphics look freaking good. They look awesome.
Yeah.
I was watching it, and Dana came downstairs, and she's like, "Oh, that's a game." I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, yeah, it's almost too real, right? I won't play this.
No.
I
I
will
won't
be on
either.
Game Pass, so maybe I will.
I'll at least check it out.
No comment. I don't play racing games. I'm sorry. Unless it's Mario Kart.
So, Obsidian was there. They showed the first story DLC for the Outer Worlds called The Peril of Gorgon. I'm excited for this. I think I'm the only one still playing Outer Worlds.
Yeah, I got
so sidetracked off of it.
yeah.
Yeah. I play
it's
it every
good.
now and
It
again.
was a great game.
Play it every now and again. But I think what people are more excited about is Obsidian's known for RPGs. That's kind of their jam. And they revealed a small cinematic trailer and the title of their next big medieval RPG called Avowed.
Yep. Sign me up.
It was pretty interesting. I was
Yeah.
like, this looks really cool, and we won't get Elder Scrolls 6 for 12 years, so
It might hold me over.
this might be one that can bridge that gap for you.
Plus, just with how freaking good Outer Worlds was. It was a greatly written game where your decisions mattered, and I feel like that I'd never done a game like that where you can walk up to
Anyone and kill
a
them?
very important NPC with tons of quests and just
Yep.
no more quests from them. They're not in the game anymore.
Yeah.
Never experienced something like that.
It's seriously incredible. They're definitely in a league their own.
I'm excited to see them elevate that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
oh
plus-
yeah. This game will have way more money than Outer Worlds.
Medieval fantasy game, heck yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
Magic, swords, dragons.
I loved the magic effect that they did.
yeah. It reminded me of Doctor Strange.
Yep. Yeah.
So let's take a break from little stuff and talk about big thing. Destiny going to Game Pass.
What?
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 I could not believe that.
Uh,
So is Beyond Light
yes.
free on Game Pass on launch day?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is wild. Weren't they? They were in bed with Sony though.
Well, up until they
Were
split
they?
with Activision. Yeah.
they were.
Okay.
So when-
Because I
Yeah,
feel
all
like before every single trailer, it's always Xbox.
So
So now it is.
now it is.
Sony had all the timed exclusives for it.
Yeah. So when Activision was partnered with Destiny or with Bungie to publish the game, Activision had a deal with Sony to basically market with Sony and they had exclusive items.
You douchebag.
And then when Bungie split from Activision a year ago, year and a
I don't
half.
know.
Right before Shadowkeep?
Yeah, yeah.
Or was it after?
It was the summer before Shadowkeep, or right in that
It
spring.
was right
Okay.
around that time.
It was before Shadowkeep, though. Yeah, when they split with them, they essentially said, okay, there's no more like exclusives. Everyone's getting everything at the same time. We're gonna do all these other things, right?
And then
We're making
Xbox
we're making
said-
the game free to play. And so then Xbox, I think pretty wisely, was like, let's spend some money and get this game, which is, you know,
They had a money gun.
free to play. At
Oh,
least
one of those.
the
Me
you know,
too.
a portion of the game has been free to play for the past year. Let's just make that all free for anyone who has Game Pass. That's really cool.
Xbox really is pushing the consumer-friendly model. They're like, hey, look, we know you don't want to buy $70 games. Just pay $10 a month, and we'll get as many of them as we can, and you can
Yeah.
play them here.
Yep.
I huge fan of that move. I think that's incredible.
So how does that work for people that pre-ordered already?
Just cancel your pre-order
okay.
If you're gonna get Game Pass,
if you have Game
true.
Pass. Yeah,
True,
yeah,
true,
yeah.
true.
make sure you get your exotic first, though. Then cancel your pre-order.
You what?
No, but the exotic doesn't come until,
You only get
until the launch.
until
you
the
only get a
launch,
ghost
right.
and an emblem, and a
and you'll still
Emote.
be able to get the exotic. You just won't have it on day one.
So you'll get wrecked in Crucible. Buy
So
it.
you will have
never go into Crucible all day.
You will still have to pay for seasonal content if you want the seasons.
Like the pass.
The pass.
Yeah.
And if Destiny 2 ever goes off of Game Pass, you'll need to
buy the expansion.
buy those expansions separately. But
Destiny
that's
3 will come out by then.
that's not. If that happens, it's going to be far enough in the future that how their model works with
Yeah.
the content vault and all that, I think they're going to have to change things up again. So.
All right. Well, that
Also,
was fun.
Stasis powers look.
Yeah, we got that
Yeah, we got that
trailer,
trailer
too.
for
Good
Beyond
call.
Light.
Good call.
Yes,
Did you make the GIF of the Titan thing?
I made that.
That's a
That
good
oh my gosh! I've watched just that GIF I made probably like 1,000 times.
It's like a warlock holding like a darkness staff, and he like freezes some guys, and this Titan just comes in and boof.
just absolutely Superman yeets them. And I'm just like, I gotta send this to them. I love it so
Yeah,
much.
that was awesome.
pretty well made.
I'm looking forward to doing that. Your warlock's gonna freeze him. I'm gonna yeet him.
Let's do it.
And I'm just gonna be jumping all over the place like May from
Heck
Overwatch,
yes.
putting up walls.
You're just gonna be jumping higher.
Yeah, I'll just jump over all the walls and
Yeah.
stuff. But no, the Destiny trailer was good. It was one of the highlights of the show for me.
Agreed.
It was my favorite part.
So
of
I'm
the
gonna
show.
get into some smaller stuff. The Gunk. Did you see this one?
The vacuum trailer.
Yeah.
This is Xbox Game Studios Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
That's all I think about when I see it.
That's a good way to describe it. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna have quite the charm of Ratchet and Clank.
No.
But who can?
Right.
We're not here to touch that.
This game I noted as creepy and dope. The Medium.
Yeah, this was at their last showcase.
So this was a much more interesting trailer to me than what was at the last one, just because
Yeah.
it showed, it hinted at least a little bit more of what some of the mechanics are.
So I remember when we talked about it last time, I brought up Titanfall 2's mission, and now you've played it.
Yep.
Just switching in between this horror world and this thriller world, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it looks super awesome. I don't know if I'll play it.
I don't know if I'll be able to handle it, but
Here's
here's
I
the
just
deal.
don't know how it'll work.
Here's the deal. Maybe if we get someone to super chat us
Enough times?
some money or something.
Well, it'll be
we
on
could
Game
do,
Pass.
We could do. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that we don't have access to it. It's that I don't know if I want to put myself through that.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Say I'll play it. Too.
I'll
I
do
don't
it.
care.
I'll scream way more than you will.
Okay,
I'll do it.
and we'll just
Yeah, you
we'll
will
just
scream.
video that
I'd probably
experience.
just be like, dang it.
We'll put me in the studio where there'll be
Yeah.
no light.
That's true.
And Brett and I'll just sit back and
Sit in the
bourbon
corner.
and watch him play.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Now I'm kind of excited. and a little nervous. I have to
I'm
be
excited.
We'll live stream that too. I think that's something that we're gonna have to live stream.
I'm excited. Well, I have to pee. But yeah, no. That game looks really cool. I would love to play it. Next up, and I don't know what this is. It's called Everwild.
Yeah.
And all I can think about when I see it is, am I supposed to go around the woods and
Was
save
this
animals?
the
I
nature
think
game?
so. Yes.
That is weird.
The super artsy, where like
It looks
fixing trees and
It
stuff.
looks
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay.
Visually.
Yeah, it looks
but
super
I don't
pretty.
know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, they're still very
Yeah,
And
I agree.
In interviews, people are like, I don't think they know what you're supposed to do, and they're making it. Like it kind of seems like high art. We'll figure that out later, kind of game.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'll try it out. It'll be on Game Pass, so I'll take a flyer on it.
Yeah. I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah,
It'll be on Game Pass.
It'll be on Game Pass. Exactly. No,
try it out.
these games will get played so much more. All these
Yeah.
little like weird games will have way more traffic. I only have 2 left that I thought are worth noting.
Okay.
One is Halo, one is not.
Well, what's the one
not?
that's not?
Fable.
Yes.
Drop the freaking numbers. Let's redo this.
So
Let's start over.
This is kind of the worst kept secret in England, which is that
Brexit?
Playground Games
Oh,
was a part of Brexit. Was the mastermind behind Brexit? Is that
Yes.
That how that worked?
maybe. I don't
Okay,
know.
well, Luke, you threw Brexit
They're like,
out.
if we want Fable, we need to do Brexit.
That's what was holding him back the whole time.
and then the dude with the gavel like, sold, sold to Mr.
He's
Brexit.
like, I want to play Fable, so yes.
So this comes off of this. What I'm going to assume is more or less a reboot is
Oh yeah.
coming off of the canceled development of Fable Legends back 5 years ago, probably.
Yeah, something like that. 4 or 5 years.
And the rumors are that it's kind of a return to form. The trailer, hilarious.
Yeah.
It's the exact tone,
It's the tone
that I
of
want
Fable, yeah.
for Fable.
So I am really, really happy this is a reboot. I have not played a Fable game, and I probably wouldn't have played a sequential another one.
You wouldn't play Fable 5 or
whatever they're on.
Yeah.
I stopped after 2.
Yeah, I didn't play the last one.
But since they're starting over and
think
they're
it-
going, we're starting kind of on a clean slate. It's going to have the spirit of it, but it's going to be a new thing.
Yeah.
It makes me really excited to actually be
Get a
able
chance
play
to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Fable 2 was like the first like big open-ish world game I played. And it was so nice because it had a little glowing trail on the ground.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, you might get lost, but just follow this glowing trail and you'll get back to where you need to go. And I thought that was so awesome. And I'm excited for them to do that again for a whole new generation of people who are entering into Fable.
What's great about Fable is how it reaches that younger audience.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
In a way that a lot of RPGs don't, just because of the complexity and things tend to be more serious.
And dialogue choices.
And
become
dialogue.
difficult.
And Fable's always kept it simple. Yep. And I think as long as they continue to do that, they'll find success.
Yep. I'm super. Fable was like, outside of Halo, as soon as the trailer started, I was like, oh, that's Fable. That is Fable. They are actually showing something for it finally.
Yeah.
Because we all knew it was coming. It's just a matter of when.
Yep.
So I was really excited about that. I'm looking forward to it. And it's Playground again.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so we're going to talk about Halo, but if there's a game, for those of you on YouTube watching us live, if there's a game that we didn't mention and you want us to talk about, we can briefly mention it after Halo. Just let us know in the chat. So Halo.
I'm juiced for Halo. I'm so excited. I downloaded Halo 5 again this weekend after I saw that. And I know people are hating on the graphics, but I didn't care.
Yes, Luke. Are you raising your hand because
I'm
you're
acknowledging that I was one of the haters of this. It started to play, and I was like, oh, this looks really cool. And then it went into the ship with the pilot, and I was like, oh, what is up with his face? And I know it's a work in progress. Like, it doesn't come out. But I had just gotten off of Last of Us 2, which has some of the best looking faces I've played in a video game.
Yeah.
So that was kind of daunting. And the textures, and I thought the gameplay itself, they're playing on God mode and easy, it felt like to me. And it was like, throw some sense of danger in there. I feel like they didn't make it a show. They're just like, oh, and here's the thing you've been waiting for.
Yeah.
It's still work in progress. It's like, I think a lot of people will understand it's work in progress, but I feel like there was nothing in it for me that was like, whoa, that's awesome.
I think they put themselves in a really tough place when they decided they needed to fulfill their promise of making it a current gen game as well as a next gen game.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think that's the issue.
I think my guess is the their new game engine is probably actually really, really powerful. And they're just still figuring out how to use it. And the fact that they're developing for a console that came out in 2013, it's 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will absolutely agree with you, Luke, that I think it needed to be a better showing. I think it needed, if it's going to be at the front of the show. Now, if it was at the end of the show with those graphics, I think we probably would have been more disappointed. Look at all these awesome games, and then wait. Mm-hmm. But back to my point, I would agree that I think the graphics probably left a little to be desired, especially if this is going to be your flagship product. I think games like Gears 5 look better than what we saw in this show.
It also really hurts that I keep seeing clips of Ghost of Tsushima on Twitter, and with Twitter's horrible video player. Mm-hmm. Horrible. Fix it, Twitter. Jeez Louise. I leave Twitter all the time to go watch the trailers because they look so bad. But Ghost of Tsushima pops up, and I'm like, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
And then, like, that aside, like, I do think they're doing something new with Halo, which is going to be interesting. Kind of how it felt open worldish.
Yes.
Yep.
And then also, I thought new gun designs looked cool. Halo sound effects are always going to be a winner.
Mm-hmm. That game, the demo sounded so good.
Just to hear the again, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, like shield recharge is nice.
And then, I mean, textures and stuff were probably just not completed yet, but it was cool to see Brutes and Elites.
Yeah, Brutes again. We haven't seen Brutes in a while.
Those are classic video game villains.
Yeah. I there's a very interesting video over on Digital Foundry's YouTube page where they talk about the lighting in Halo Infinite, what it appears like they're doing, mostly because it's an open world game with time of day, and how they're using real-time lighting and how that affects things like graphics and textures, especially like things like time of day even. Most of that demo was taking place in the shadows. I'm not here to just defend this trailer or demo, but
I'm
what
gonna
I
defend it when I get a chance.
but what I will say is that I think they kind of set themselves up for failure almost with it in the light of the time of day when they're playing, because a lot of the gameplay is in shadow, and then with some of the tech that they're using, it just doesn't quite look polished yet. And I know that it's a new engine. I feel like they've been working on it long enough that they probably should have had a slightly more polished thing coming out the gate, especially when they've the last 2 years released trailers. Last year's trailer especially,
Looks better.
when you look at the shadowing specifically side by side, it looks so much better than what's in the trailer. And I'm someone who understands. I think we're all people who understand. Those in-engine trailers are always going to look better than the actual gameplay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Unless it's a pre-rendered thing, right? If it's an engine, it is that they're pushing that thing
To the max.
and they don't have to worry about performance.
Yep.
So I have a question. Mm-hmm. When they were like this demo or whatever it's a PC that matches Series X's specs or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that common?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I never heard that phrasing said before, because usually they're just like, it's in engine. All right, let's play, and they never really explained to a casual like me what all goes into that.
It's actually maybe more impressive, or I won't say impressive, because the Series X is a really powerful machine. They won't normally disclose that they're probably running it on a PC that's higher
Fidelity.
Like it has more power than your console that you're going to play it on. Typically that's the case. This is really the first time we've ever had to have that conversation of the consoles are at the same power level as
A PC.
Yeah. So yeah, Tyler, take it away.
I agree with you in saying that their problem is bridging the gap between two generations of consoles. The original trailers I think we saw for this, I think were on the new hardware or on something of the same specs like the PC thing. I think this was, I know they say it's not, but this looked like an Xbox One game. Like through and through. And I still thought it looked really good. I think we're just at that weird place where we're in between, and in the first year of games are going to look kind of iffy.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how it is. I thought the addition of the grappling hook looked really cool.
Yeah.
Being able to throw things, like you finally, like...
Picking up a fusion coil
so-
and throwing it. That looks so dope.
That is like one of the things that I always have felt like they don't do enough of with Master Chief, is like, he's a super soldier. Make him do super soldier things other than jump.
Yeah.
And like now he can throw fusion coils at people. Like that makes him feel like a superhero, which he is. Like I like that. Sound design you hit on. The sounds of Halo are seriously second to none. Like it just blows my mind. The guns sound great. One of my biggest complaints about Halo has always been that you can't ADS. But watching that, I was like, you just don't need to. It looks fine as it is. I think you mentioned the new gun designs. I really like the way they look. I like the little Magnum thing. How he's got like a hand, just reloads it. He's just like, yep. Oh, hi, kitty. Hello.
Podcat number 2 has showed up.
Ow. Did you just bite me?
Carl, don't do that.
They're gonna fight.
Carl and I hope not. He'll beat me up.
He was watching Ip Man with me earlier.
The only graphical thing I didn't like was and it looks like it's just something being built into the side of mountains. And I just don't know what that is. And the reason I kind of just ignore it is because I don't know enough about what's happening in that world right now.
You're talking about the columns.
Yeah.
The gray octagonal or cylindrical columns. Like
surely they weren't like, this is unfinished.
No,
Let's
no.
pan across them so you can see them very closely. Like, no, I think there's something to that.
Yeah, it's part of the story.
It's part of a rebuild of some sort, I'm
yeah,
sure.
so they are on Zelta Halo Installation 7, which has been damaged. And so we're landing on a
Yep.
fixed, or a part of the ring that is being
Repaired?
repaired.
Okay.
And so
Okay,
that
that's
is
what I
just
thought, yeah.
part of how the monitor and the
they're
installation
building it.
repairs itself is through these, I don't know, it's how it connects or something.
See, and like, I just completely was like, okay, cool. Like, that's just the aesthetic. That's what it's going to look like. And it doesn't bother me. Like, I know graphics are super important now, right? But, like, to me, good gameplay trumps graphics every time.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
this game could look like an Xbox. It could look like Halo 5. And I'd be okay with it as long as the gameplay's fun. And I think what they're adding from a gameplay standpoint with the somewhat open world, the grappling hook, the new weapons, I think they're adding enough that I'm excited for it.
Yep.
This is the most excited for Halo I've been ever, I think,
That's awesome.
since Reach.
Yeah.
So I'm all in on it. I'm excited about it. It this is gonna sound super dumb, but this like sealed the deal for me on the Xbox. Like I'm getting the Xbox.
Yeah.
It's not even a question anymore. So
Nice.
I'm all in on Halo Infinite.
Sweet.
And the inevitable battle royale that comes with it.
Right. Well, okay. So let's talk a little bit about someone actually in the chat. He didn't ask in the chat. He asked me privately. Seabowl,
Okay.
are we gonna get? Is this the last Halo game?
No.
And I think the
Halo Wars 3 will be the last one.
mainline first person shooter game. And I think the answer is no. That's the short answer. But the long answer is that Halo Infinite is going to be, for the next probably 7 to 10 years, what the Master Chief Collection is to the first part of Halo, where Halo
Okay.
Infinite is the hub, and we get things like, hey, you can play the Battle Royale. Here's access to the Battle Royale. Here's access to this year's expansion like Destiny does it. Or maybe every 2 years it's a big new campaign, but it's all located inside of Halo Infinite. Because
It's just
remember,
the trending
they're
games
not
now.
well, and remember, Microsoft's not trying to sell individual games anymore. They're trying to sell their service.
Yeah.
They want you to come back month after month and pay them $10 for Game Pass. They don't want your $70 once a year. They want your $120 for the entire year. And they're willing to give you way more than what you'd get for that $70 or that equivalent of $120. So I think we'll see things like probably a free-to-play Battle Royale mode. I think we'll see multiplayer kind of become its own thing. And then I think we're going to have campaigns. And then I think we're going to have more of a live game-esque thing where after you've beaten the campaign, now you go and you have missions on the ring as a Spartan 4. Kind of what we were seeing with something like the Spartan Ops in Halo 4. But it's more of that. It's in that open world. You can do it collaboratively, kind of like Destiny.
Do you create your own Spartan?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think that's what we're leading to in the next year.
That sounds fun.
And then that provides Halo a platform to evolve that doesn't kick players off every 2 years or make it last for 5 years and have a huge content drought. Because it's been 5 years since the last Halo game, and we haven't gotten update. I mean, they do things like refresh the playlists and stuff like that, but we don't get new maps, we don't get new story things, and this allows them to keep telling those stories and keep bringing in players
And
so
they have-
that they can keep making money.
And they have power levels now too. I didn't mention that. But there's definitely a power level mechanic.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the Bungie offices, they're like, yeah.
Called it.
You're welcome.
Look, if there's anything Bungie has done, it is constantly define what games look like on consoles. Mainstream games. There's always been a huge variety, but Bungie is always at the front of that, and it's been interesting to see Halo kind of catch up to where Bungie is now.
It's so weird.
So
That makes me nervous because like we both play a ton of Destiny.
Yeah,
And even us in Destiny suffer from FOMO.
absolutely.
And it's, especially this past year, it's really become kind of a problem. Mm-hmm. And it's something that they've said they're going to try and fix in this current season we're in, and then also in Beyond Light. I really hope they can avoid that. I think that can be an issue. I mean, we'll see if they can get around it. I don't know how. That's why I don't work for them.
Yeah.
But
My hope is for Infinite that kind of live game stuff is for the people who want that.
yeah,
But people who just want to play a good campaign can still get a good 10, 15-hour campaign in once every...
10 is good. 10 hours is,
I mean,
is good.
Yeah. However often they can pump those out, I think, without revamping the engine and doing all those things that they've constantly had to be redoing over the years. And 343 has been in such a tough position because they built... Halo 4 was their first Halo game. Granted, they had lots of ex-Bungie devs come over with them, but they were building on a very old engine. Halo 5 was a lot more of a refinement, but they've had different leadership on... Ultimately, like, their heads of the company have remained the same, but different creative directors, different project managers, which that happens. Mm-hmm. But what you saw with the Halo 1 through Reach was...
Halo Reach.
Here are people who... This is the same team that's been doing this for the past 10 years, making these games. And I think that's why you get consistency in those, and you don't have consistency in 4 and 5.
Because they were new.
Because they're different teams, and they keep changing. So it'll be interesting to see how Infinite, not as interesting as it stands apart from 4 and 5, because it will. But more interesting to me is how it looks in 5 years when we've had 5 years of Infinite and what that looks like.
I find it super interesting how different Microsoft and Sony are right now. Heading in just... They both were going down the video game highway, and there was a fork in the road, and they just went...
Yeah.
You have Microsoft that seems really be leaning towards games as service, monthly, everything you said earlier.
Yeah.
Where Sony is... Good job. And it doesn't need to be said again. Sony is Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, single-player games. Kind of more of a classic-ish feel, I'd say. Like, they have Ratchet and Clank, which seems to be a single-player game. They have Miles Morales coming out, which is going to be single-player. Horizon, single-player.
Yeah.
During the PlayStation showcase, those all looked single-player games. As far as we know, they were all just CGI trailers. So
yeah.
I find that so interesting. It kind of makes getting both worth it.
It does. Oh, it's absolutely why I am
100%.
excited more than ever to have both consoles. It'll be the first time I'm planning this generation. I'm not picking up a PS5 right away.
Yeah, I won't.
But like maybe mid 2021, I'm really looking forward to picking up a PS5 and being set for the next
10 years.
10 years of games. I mean, realistically, like 5 probably before I have to have a mid generation refresh, get a new, slightly more powerful console.
I am still...
Get you a Nintendo Switch Pro.
I keep telling myself I'll probably get an Xbox, but I don't know. I'm still such on the fence. Announce freaking price, people. Come on. You can't hold off forever.
I think it's a great point. Like, Xbox is all about play with your friends, get games in more people's hands. Sony's about, like, we're going to tell these great stories. And I think there's room for both. Absolutely. I think it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there is one. Okay. So you didn't mention it in your list. And it's probably because there wasn't really much in there. Mm-hmm. But when we talk about single-player games on Xbox, I think Hellblade is one that I'm really looking forward to. Hellblade 2, the saga.
Senua's Saga.
Sinuous Saga. I wanted more there. There was just kind of a little like, hey, remember this is coming, and check out our YouTube page for a thing on Iceland.
Yeah.
Because I know I did watch that video, and Iceland is, first off, Iceland by itself is just gorgeous. I cannot wait to see it in this video game. Because
You went to their website and you accidentally planned a vacation to Iceland.
Yeah, I did, absolutely.
Will.
A vacation.
Did they give you a discount code?
I just bought a house. I'm moving up to Iceland.
I'm getting in there.
Are you guys coming?
I'm getting in that suitcase.
We got a place to go. Quitting our jobs. Going to Iceland.
But yeah, I think a lot of that strategy, Luke, comes down to what kind of player bases do they have right now? PlayStation has so many more units out there that they can sell millions of copies of a single game and fund themselves for a long, long time.
I feel like every single game they release, it's like, this is
Here
the top
lately-
selling game.
Yeah.
Here lately, every game has broken a record.
Yeah.
They change their metrics like Netflix.
And
If you watch the first minute,
yeah.
if you pay the tax,
Somebody picked it up off the shelf. They didn't buy it, but they picked it up.
yeah.
Xbox is unarguably the less popular place to play right now on console. And so I think their strategy is, okay, how can we, versus trying to get individual players to buy lots of games, how do we get lots of people to invest a little bit of money each month to keep them as customers? Because in the end, I think that will net them more money than if you just have the average person buying 2 games a year
Yeah.
type of thing.
And I think Xbox One's rough start might have had an influence on that.
Absolutely.
And they seem to be starting off in a lot better direction this time. So, and it helps that they'll be kicking it off with some exclusives, which I think is Xbox's why it is a little bit lesser. PlayStation has developed even new exclusives just on their new console
In the last generation.
Yeah, it's the last year.
Yeah.
And I think that's something Xbox needs to kind of work towards again. And maybe that'll be Avowed. Maybe it will be. I mean, I was gonna say Fable, but I guess it was already a thing.
It'll be like
It'll
a
be back,
restart, though,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm just ready for the next showcase when they talk about Gear 6.
in 2025.
Yeah. Because they're going to be like, we need to get some popularity up. Gear 6!
And then oh wait, no, that
Gears
was all.
Tactics will hit the Xbox consoles in the fall.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say nobody will play it because Laura Bailey's the voice actress, but that was PlayStation.
Look, there are
I'll play it
that was
by
a
myself.
PlayStation.
there are still Microsoft studios out there working on things that weren't mentioned in this showcase. So they still have cards up their sleeve. They may just not be ready to show them yet.
Yeah.
So,
And don't show it if it's not ready.
yeah, agreed.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Real quick,
You ding dongs.
let us know what you think about the Xbox showcase. If you,
What would you rate it?
what should we rate it?
We or like
Like
individually?
worthy, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, individually.
On our scale or
Yeah.
out of 10?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll say it was fanboy worthy.
Fanboy worthy?
It's fanboy worthy.
Of
Yeah.
course, an Xbox person's gonna like this. Scale broken once again.
Stupid scale.
We have a few little comments from
It's a
the
pizza
for the
with
fan box.
pepperoni on
Some
it.
questions.
Sounds good. I still need
Uh,
to make that upside down mushroom explosion pizza in the oven.
Battle Rifle asks, "What movies do you believe have the worst trailers?" So, can you name like a movie that just what's a really bad? We were talking about the
Rogue
trailer earlier.
A movie with a bad trailer.
What are some of the worst trailers you feel like you've seen?
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, any of the new Transformer movies, like the last 3 Transformer movies, their trailers are just so.
The Sony Spider-Man movies, because they spoil everything.
But they're fun to watch at least. They look
That's
good.
true. Oh, Watch out, Snyder people.
BVS.
Batman v Superman. I think it was their second trailer.
One with Doomsday.
Maybe. It was not the Comic-Con trailer, which is one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was terribly edited to an awful song. Had all these weird cuts. So, like, it would be on Ben Affleck's face, but the music would go bum, bum, bum. And then it would zoom in going...
Oh, yeah. That jump cut to the music.
It was not good. That's one. Oh, it's hard to remember trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Oh man, that's tough. I can't really even think of any. I don't know.
Sorry, bad answers for a good question.
Great question. Let us come back to that.
Yeah.
Catechism gameplay trailer.
Nick Lepke asks, if I super chat, will you do the Destiny 2 raids with me?
Yes.
We'll do them with you anyways.
Yeah, you don't need to super chat us.
I need to do those.
We need to get.
I'm ready.
We need to schedule whenever.
We do need to schedule some.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
And then
Lepke watched a bunch of shows.
Lepke did
you
watch some
mention
of the shows. Yeah, he finished Watchmen.
I got to. He finished Watchmen, the show.
Lepke, did you love it? Was it awesome? We did. We highly recommend it. Is that thing still free? Is it free to watch or no?
I don't know if
I
it's
don't think
free.
so. I think it was just that weekend.
Just probably
yeah.
that. Yeah, okay.
Or that weekend and like a couple extra days or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a good show. Love
Great
it.
show.
He's almost through Doom Patrol. Hey, I started Doom Patrol.
Actually, I was going to mention
need to-
totally something else. I totally did not realize you said Doom Patrol.
Oh.
Before I forget,
Yes.
The Last Dance is on Netflix.
Yes.
So go watch The Last Dance, people. It's fantastic. Even if you're not huge into sports, if you've watched sports, I'm pretty sure you'd enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you hate sports, what's wrong with you?
Touche. So yes, he's almost through Doom Patrol,
Love Doom Patrol.
and the Titanfall 2 campaign, much like Tyler, I believe.
Yep.
So, yeah.
After the Apex Legends season quest and you put Ash back together, I was like, I need to go play the Titanfall campaign so I can figure out what's going on. I'm so confused.
Oh, I haven't played Apex in a while.
That is disappointing.
I know. I need to get back on there.
Apex is in the best place it's ever been. You're welcome.
On your TV screen.
That too,
Ooh.
but
Nailed it.
balancing wise, it's really good. It's
Yeah.
in a really good place.
Cool. Well, that's a show.
That's
Should
the
we?
show. Man,
Luke, you
hour and a
wanna? Since I brought us in, you wanna send us out?
I think Tyler... No, I'll do it. Tyler, unless you want to.
You got it.
Okay. You can find all
just
of
gonna
our
steal next
socials and
week's intro.
everything
Right.
At What the Fanboy. All the links are at whatthefanboy.com. We'd appreciate a review on iTunes because it bumps us in the charts for a little bit, and that will help us out. If you want to watch or listen, just search What the Fanboy in your podcast app or go to YouTube. It's super easy to find. Once again, whatthefanboy.com is the easiest place to find us. In the meantime, we'll be back next week.
And I'm going to steal the intro.
See ya.
I'm going to watch Umbrella